Good day, folks. This is about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we are here in the Eaton Centre. Eaton Centre is one of the bigger landmarks here in Toronto, and it is Christmas season and holiday season. And as you can see, they've got a big Christmas tree set up over here. And me and Imran, we are standing right around in the middle of this very nice place. Anyway, just to give you a little bit of background on where we are, and to get started. Let's get started. For taking the time out today, Imran. So let's get started with you giving us a little bit of an introduction about yourself.
Yes, hi. So my name is Imran, and I've been in Canada for about 18 years. I did my bachelor's from GIK, and then after graduating, I worked for about a year before coming here. Initially, it was a big challenge to get my foot in the door, but ultimately, I was successful, and today I'm working as an INIT lead technologist, which is an architectural role with the government of Ontario.
That's nice. So we discussed this before. It's a hardcore technical role, right?
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that I do is inception of new projects, so doing the technical analysis on them, doing the initial bootstrapping, selecting the teams, making sure that we meet the technical requirements of the design goals. The other area that I'm focused on is our DevOps automation piece, where we are trying to automate our legacy applications that don't lend themselves well to modern tooling. So for example, you have all these tools today that are designed for containerization, Kubernetes and the like, but our applications are old Java-based monoliths, and when you want to do automation around those, it requires excessive customization.
Okay, nice. So we talked about you being a very hardcore technical person. What is the advice that you would give to the new immigrants who move here, or somebody who's trying to make a transition? What are the challenges that they're likely to face in this domain?
So challenges would be, obviously, here the first thing is Canadian experience, right? And these days it's not so bad. When I came, it was horrendous. But the trick is that you have to get your foot in the door doing anything, right? Because some experience is good or much better than no experience, because you at least develop the interactions, the understanding of the workplace culture and the like. The other advice that I can give that worked for me was that I got my foot in the door as a technical support person in a company that was a growing company. It had a lot of roles, and based on my technical knowledge and my work ethic, once the people around me saw my performance, when the next opportunity came up, managers were asking me to apply for those roles. So once you're in that kind of in an environment, and you're a hard worker, you know what your goal is, and you have the have the technical know-how, or you're working hard to learn the technology, to learn the product, that becomes visible in the eyes of the people around you, and that becomes like and they say, you know what, this is the guy that I want on my team, right? And I think that that's a key area. If you can't get in the door right away, this is the back door, if you will.
True. So anybody who wants to pursue a career in the government, what is your advice? How to go about it?
So the government's a bit tricky, because the challenge with the government is that you need a lot of work experience to get here. Comparative to other industries where they'll hire people with less work experience or minimal work experience, for the government specifically, unless you have 5 years worth of Canadian experience minimum, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard to get your foot in the door. The best thing that I can recommend is that if you have experience in an area of technology that's regarded as cutting edge, right? So for example, if you're a blockchain expert, if you know machine learning, if you're a DevOps expert, right? And you have some experience in Canada doing those things, then you can get in as a contractor. again, once you're in as a contractor, people see your work ethic, and that can open doors into full-time roles.
You yourself are in a DevOps role, right?
Architecture / DevOps, yes.
Right. And specific to that area, what's the advice that you would give? Just specifically to DevOps.
So the big thing is, I think that people hear about the buzzwords are Kubernetes, Docker, containerization, dealing with microservices. But one of the things that's often overlooked is that people always talk about tools and technologies. The approach that you need to take is that, okay, this is my application. How can I build it and deploy it to a system, be it a system in a data center, be it a system on the cloud? What do I need to do? What do I need to know to look at any application, to analyze it and determine what it needs to be deployed in a production environment? And the goal being that it should be a zero downtime or a minimal downtime deployment, right?
Perfect.
So once you think around those terms, right, then you try to figure out, okay, for a website, I need to make sure that it's load balanced. I need to make sure that I have a way of, shutting down a certain area of the network so I can update it, then updating the rest of it, and so on and so forth. Database upgrades have their own strategies, right? We had a complex database system where we used a variation of event sourcing to figure out schema changes and data changes so that we could bring it in tune with the next set of application upgrades. Again, it's a challenge of not only knowing the tools, but understanding the problem and figuring how to solve it. If you can figure out how to solve problems, then you're golden.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Imran, today for sharing all the insights, and we hope people can take some advantage of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope, folks, you were able to gain some insights into what Imran shared. And if you like the content of what you heard today, please feel free to subscribe and look out for more content. Thank you.
Thank you.